let's talk about one of the most important things that you need to be thinking about as an algebra student or a math student, and that is how to solve problems in the quickest way possible. So what we have here is a quadratic equation, and there are several long ways to solve this equation, but there's really only one fast way to solve this equation. So let's see if you know how to do it. So here is the problem. We have 4 times x minus 1 squared, all of this in parentheses, is equal to 12. Okay, so I'm going to show you the quick way to solve this problem, and then we'll take a look at a long way to solve this problem as something that you want to avoid. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this right now. Alright, so here again is our problem. We have 4 times, parentheses, x minus 1 squared is equal to 12. Now this is a quadratic equation, meaning that there will be 2 solutions. And the key to solving this problem is to recognize that we have a square right here. So we have x minus 1 squared. So let me give you a simpler kind of example of what's going on here. So instead of x minus 1 squared, what if I gave you 4 times x squared is equal to 12? Now hopefully you recognize that, oh yes indeed, I can isolate this x squared and solve for x by dividing both sides of the equation by 4. So that is exactly what we need to do here, but instead of isolating x squared, we're going to isolate this part right here, x minus 1 squared. So when you're solving quadratic equations, you always want to be looking out for these squares because they do show up in equations like this. Alright, so all we have to do here is isolate this part, and the way we're going to do that is to divide both sides of the equation by 4. Okay, so once again, I'm showing you the quick way to solve this problem. So when we divide both sides of the equation by 4, these 4's cross cancel, and of course 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, so now we have x minus 1 squared is equal to 3. So this thing squared is equal to 3. So we're trying to solve for x, so what we need to do is take the square root of both sides. So the square root of x minus 1 squared is simply x minus 1. Okay, so now we have x minus 1 is equal to the square root of 3. But remember, it's just not the square root of 3. We need both positive and negative here because we have 2 solutions. So when you're taking the square root of a number, when we're talking about quadratic equations, you always got to have that positive and negative in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve for x because this is super easy. So x minus 1 is equal to both positive and negative square root of 3. So to solve for x, all we have to do is add 1 to both sides of the equation. So x is going to be equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 3. Remember, we have 2 solutions here. 1 plus the square root of 3, that's 1 root. And the second root or solution is 1 minus the square root of 3. Okay, so this is the fastest way to solve this problem. Now, if you got this right, and in fact you took this path, I have to give you a nice little happy face and an A+. That is fantastic. Okay, so let's take a look at a long way to solve this problem. Okay, now before we continue on with this long way, if you need help in algebra or any other level of mathematics, make sure to check out my full main math courses. You can find links to those in the description of this video. Alright, so let's take a look at this long, arduous way to solve this equation. Now, it's going to give us the same answer, but of course, if you're taking a test, you're going to be spending a lot more time on this, and the more time and work you do, the higher chances of you getting something wrong. Alright, so someone could be thinking to themselves, well, I have x minus 1 squared, so maybe what I need to do here is square x minus 1. In other words, we need to multiply x minus 1 by itself. So that expression would look like this. 4 brackets x minus 1 times x minus 1 bracket is equal to 12. Now what we need to do now is multiply x minus 1 by itself. So that's going to be x times x, or x squared. X times this negative 1, that's negative x. Negative 1 times x is negative x, and then negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. Okay, so now we can combine like terms, and negative x is negative 2x. So this is what we have now. All right, so we have 4 brackets x squared minus 2x plus 1 bracket is equal to 12. So now I can multiply this 4 into this expression, or I could divide both sides of the expression by 4. Now it all depends on what a person is thinking about, but I'm going to go ahead and make our life more difficult by multiplying 4 into this expression. Okay, so someone could do this and they'll end up with 4x squared minus 8x plus 4 is equal to 12. Now, as soon as they did that, they might be saying to themselves, boy, I don't think I should have done that because I have a common factor of 4. So let's make our life easier by dividing the entire equation by 4 or each term by 4. And this is what you want to be doing in algebra. You want to make your life as easy as possible, but you got to be thinking ahead here because it's not necessary to divide everything by 4. If we simply divided both sides of the equation by 4 right here, we could have simply cross-canceled. But nevertheless, let's continue on with this long way. So by dividing everything by 4, we get this. We get x squared minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 3. Now at this stage we need to move this 3 to the other side of the equation, so we set this entire equation equal to 0, and this is what we get. We get x squared minus 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. So at this point we have a quadratic trinomial that we can't factor, so that means we need to use the quadratic formula. Alright, so I'm not going to turn this into a full lesson, but basically this equation here is written in standard form. So our leading coefficient right here is a, so a is equal to 1. Our middle term, negative 2, is b, and our last term, our constant, is c, so c is equal to negative 2. And this is the quadratic formula. All right, so x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so all we're going to do is plug in our a, b, c's here and work this quadratic formula. But we have to be very careful because it's so easy to make a numeric error here. But I'm going to go ahead and spare you all this number crunching. And if you were able to do this correctly, this is what you would get. You would get 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 8. And I can guarantee you right here, especially in this part of the equation called the discriminant, many students will make some sort of arithmetic error. All right, so this is why you want to avoid the long way of doing something if you can. But let's go ahead and continue on. All right, so this is going to be 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 8, which of course is 12. So now we have 2 plus or minus the square root of 12 all over 2. So what we need to do here is simplify this square root of 12. All right, so the square root of 12 is actually equal to the square root of 4 times 3. So I have a perfect square here. So this is really 2 times the square root of 3. So I'm showing you a lot of things here that I'm assuming that you know if you understand basic algebra. But nevertheless, this is what we have so far. We have 2 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 3 all over 2. Now we can factor out a 2 and divide everything by 2, and this final expression will be 1 plus or minus the square root of 3, which of course is the same answer we got way up here. So here is our final answer. X is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Remember, in algebra, it's not enough just to know how to solve a problem. You need to know the various techniques, and oftentimes you will need to take longer paths, but there's oftentimes that fast kind of shortcut way to solve equations. All right, so once again, if you need help in algebra or anything mathematics, make sure to check out my full main math courses. You can find links to those in the description of this video. And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. All right, so with all that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your math adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.